Hi, Miss Morrow. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine.
All right. How did it go in there?
Hey, it went great.
Yeah?
It went great.
You feeling good?
Who are you guys with?
I'm Shimon Prokopez. I'm with CNN.
Oh, have you been parked in my neighborhood by any chance?
We've been trying to talk to you, yes.
Okay. Well, you can go through my
I understand,
campaign.
but I have you now, so why
Thanks.
don't we talk now?
No need.
Why not? Well, I want to ask you, do you still stand? I'm not talking to you, ma'am. Do you still stand by your comments about former President Barack Obama and that he should be executed, calling for the death of other presidents?
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and in a shocking twist, GOP nominee Michelle Morrow for North Carolina's school superintendent has sparked outrage by endorsing violence against Democrats like President Obama and President Biden.
The woman you're about to hear from might never have found herself in the national spotlight. Michelle Morrow is her name. She wasn't expected to win her Republican primary race to be North Carolina's top public school official. Then last week, in an upset, she did win. And when she did, her extreme and controversial comments began getting attention. Last Friday, CNN's K-File reported that she has, for example, tweeted under her now dormant personal account about wanting to see former President Obama put in front of a firing squad on pay-per-view, saying, quote, "We could make some money back from televising his death."
Well, we try to speak to her about this, but we also try to speak to her about the things that she has said about the public education system, like the fact that they are indoctrination centers, that she wants a public school system, that they should be destroyed. And we finally caught up with her as she was leaving a GOP convention.
Do you stand by those comments?
Have a good night.
Do you stand by what you've said about the public education system and that it needs to be destroyed?
No comment.
Do you stand by that?
No comment.
Do you understand the concern that people have with this nomination that you now
have? I have a question. Do you vote in North Carolina? Then keep your eyes on your own paper.
Well, let me ask you. I've read papers here too.
Keep your eyes on your own paper.
And the concerns that people have with your nomination and the things that you have said.
People in New York have concern over my nomination in North Carolina.
People all across the country.
CNN hunted down a GOP candidate in a parking lot and absolutely grilled her about advocating for Biden and other Democrats to be executed.
You have said such hurtful things, too, in terms of the education system.
I have to tell you.
About transgender
Everyone
students.
is so done with the gotcha moment.
This is not a gotcha. These are your own
This
words,
is,
ma'am. These are your own words.
This has nothing
you
to
have
do
said
with education.
That the
How
former
do you know
president,
those are my words?
Because you tweeted. Are those
You
not your tweets? Do you deny saying that? You have an opportunity now.
I am telling you.
Do you deny saying that?
I am
Are you
telling you.
denying that you said that in those tweets?
I am telling you
that
I'm going to
have
discuss
you talked
education.
about the indoctrination of children by teachers?
I am telling you.
Have you talked about that? Have you said that about students?
Have you seen any of me going to the school board for the last 5 years? Because you will have my answer.
The scene unfolded as CNN's Shimon Prokopez tracked down GOP candidate Michelle Morrow in a parking lot showdown over her alarming tweets and extreme views. With Morrow recently winning the North Carolina GOP primary for superintendent of public instruction, despite her history of advocating for the execution of Obama and Biden, questions arise about her suitability for such a critical role.
Ms. Morrow made suggestions about executing Obama and other prominent Democrats for treason, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Hillary Clinton, Senator Chuck Schumer, and then President-elect Biden. In the Biden tweet, here's how she answered the question, "Will you follow Joe Biden's advice and wear a mask for 100 days? Never," she replies. "We need to follow the Constitution's advice and kill all traitors."
It's imperative to hold individuals like Morrow accountable for their dangerous rhetoric, especially when entrusted with shaping the education of our children. Confronting her is essential to safeguarding our schools from the influence of such sinister ideologies. Despite attempts to avoid the discussion, Morrow faced tough questions about her calls for the execution of former President Barack Obama and other Democrats. Prokopez persistently challenged Morrow's evasive responses, emphasizing the seriousness of her inflammatory remarks and their implications for public education.
Has Ms. Morrow ever explained her tweets calling for these executions?
Well, no, not exactly. She's deflected a lot. She's tried to suggest, and perhaps like she did to me, that maybe it wasn't even written by her. How do I know? She said to me at one point that it was something that she posted. So she's deflected. She's, of course,
she could clear that up.
And
She could clear it up very simply just by answering the question.
And she could clear so much of this up. But the bottom line is she's now in a position to get elected to a position where she will be running a school system with 1.5 million students and a massive budget. And then she would just have this, she would have the podium. She would have a place to speak and to say what it is that she is feeling more widely. And that is certainly very concerning.
Morrow's refusal to address the concerns raised by her own words paints her as a figure unwilling to be held accountable for her actions. Throughout the exchange, CNN was the voice of reason, pressing Morrow to confront the consequences of her rhetoric and the impact it could have on students and teachers. By spotlighting Morrow's alarming views, the reporter emerged as an advocate for accountability and integrity in education, while Morrow's avoidance tactics only underscored the need for scrutiny and transparency in leadership positions. It's imperative that society recognizes the dangers of conspiracy theories and takes proactive steps to combat their influence in education before irreparable harm occurs, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.